Welcome back to A Shot of Baileys. Yes, we've been on hiatus for several months, but we're finally back. And in this episode, it's going to be a very inspiring episode, I tell you. We're talking to a woman who has done so many things already and who has, had a family. She started a family at such a young age while she was still in college, but she was able to get through all the challenges, that had come her way. So I'm sure you would really get inspired with this episode. So please join me in this conversation with Muther Gen. Of course, I call her Mother. So hi, Mother.
Hi, good afternoon. Hello, babe.
How are you?
I'm doing great. It's Sunday, relaxed day for me, but trying to also maximize the time with family and balancing with the new business.
Yep. I think that's how normally moms are, no? Na kahit the weekends, we're still busy trying to manage the family and whatever we're doing, like in your case, your business, right?
Very true.
All right. So let's start first. So let's tell everyone how we met, no? So I kind of mentioned earlier that you're my college friend because we met way back in college, but we're not on the same batch, right? You're on a higher batch, but you were someone who was very, very helpful to Joy, Leia, and the rest of the Barkada back then. Like you were helping us with projects for our org, or we were helping you with projects for the org, and then you helped us, probably get through college, right? You were always there for us.
In college, when we have the same course, so Arts, and we had an org, and in that org, I was VP for External Affairs. And because I was a senior already, I was looking for juniors to mentor.
Yeah.
And your group, you were really the very
Bibo
out there one. Bibo, the Bibo group. And so parang it was a breeze working with you, and magkakasundo pa tayo lahat, same wavelength. Parang the task for the team, especially I think what I remember then was to train the whole org to upskill into and get them ready for the future, right? Like we were having talks, we were competing in inter-school diba? Fairs. I remember we had one that we won, the Nescafe thing.
Exactly.
And you were one of the models there, babe.
Oh my gosh, payat pa kasi nun, Mother. Kaya pwede pa mag-model.
Ay, ang sexy mo. Oo, nakalabas yung abs mo nun. And we built a booth talaga na Marie was our creative director, remember? And we were competing with the big colleges and all. And we won.
Exactly.
We won. So that's the foundation of the friendship. It really was meaningful to me because we had the same purpose, more than just being a barkada or having fun or during college days, but we also had a purpose then.
Exactly. And then talagang we learned a lot from you. I think because you were such a great leader back then, and syempre bata pa tayong lahat, at that time, I really felt like you were such a mother to us. Kaya we started calling you Mother back then. Talagang you were taking care of us and making sure, parang we make the right decisions kahit na college student pa lang, diba? So you were really there to guide us. And then, I think kaya rin namin ikaw tinawag na Mother, aside from you being very motherly to us, you were already a mom back then, right?
Yeah, I was a young mom, so I got pregnant when I was on second year college. So I stopped for a year.
Yeah.
So technically, dapat 2 batches ahead ako. But it was a blessing in disguise because the whole experience of being a young mom really changed my life. And I think that was the inspiration also na parang to have things, do things with more meaning when I had Kyle.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, So biological din ang pagkatawag ng Mother. Tapos natatawa pa ako kasi one of the org events, dahil puro Muther Valencia, even the TARP, di ba, for a play, Mother, directed by Muther Valencia. So parang natatawa ako. Yung isa sa mga questions niyo dun sa org event was, anong buong pangalan ni Muther Jenny kasi hindi nila alam Mother. Hindi, anong buong pangalan ni Mother? Kasi Mother, everyone is calling me Mother.
Correct.
Yun, fun times.
Ang galing. How did you manage it that time? everyone knows that college is really stressful, right? Because we're all getting ready to, be in the real world, so to speak. Tapos yun nga, you're a mom already back then, a young mom, and then a very successful college student. Kasi yun nga, you were even an officer in our org. So paano mo na manage or na balance lahat yun?
Oo. Actually, at first, syempre, di ba, anyone who would get pregnant at 18 wouldn't know what to do.
Right.
So, I asked for, I prayed to God. Actually, si BJ naman kasi, when he came into my life, dahil maaga ako lumandi din noon, when he came into my life, I also prayed for him. I said,
okay.
Lord, even at that young age, I know that I've had boyfriends at a young age, and I really don't know if I'm mature already, but I hope that my next boyfriend will be someone that I can grow up with. And would be with, he doesn't need to be rich or anything.
Right.
I just want to be with him, do adventures with him, and also we take care of each other. So when DJ came, at first, parang, ayoko siya talaga. Tapos talagang he was patient, tapos he made me laugh so hard, sa super parang trying hard na, but nag-click kami. So parang yun, and I saw how he was to his mom and how he took care of me. So parang that's when we had a relationship. And then I got pregnant because, we were so fond of each other, no? At a young age. So I asked God, I prayed to God again. Sabi ko, Lord, I'm still a nene. I really don't know.
Nene talaga.
Nene pa, diba? So parang, my parents were gracious enough to ask us if we would want to get married. They made us decide at that age, diba? Yung iba kasi dictated na eh. Sige, magpakasal tayo, pakasalan mo anak mo. We were asked by my parents, and his parents also were guiding na, very patient and understanding during that time. And then, we told them, of course, that we want to get married, but my prayer to God was, Lord, please give me a sign that you are blessing our marriage. And then, our sign came when my parents kasi are born again and his parents are Opus Dei. Do you see the...
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Diba? Kumbaga magkaibang side of the spectrum talaga, Opus Dei and then born again. So parang my sign was that they allowed in our wedding to have 2 priests.
Okay.
So there was the Catholic priest and then the born again priest also, born again pastor also gave so parang that was my ultimate sign. So, but going back to your question, I think when I had Kyle, and I had that feeling na talagang that moment na parang pang commercial that I held him in my hands, tapos I smelled his head, na parang it smelled like, talaga, the sweetest pineapple. I whispered to his ear that, Mommy will do everything to give you a good life. So, syempre, naiyak ako, babe. So, parang, di ba, parang talagang pang movie, talaga siya. Pero, nung nag-start na siya mag-breastfeed, parang gusto ko na siya itapon. Grabe yung chup-chup niya. Oh my God.
Kasi challenge talaga yan.
Correct, di ba? As in, grabe, lalaki pa, di ba? So, parang, but anyway, the thing is, during that time, because I was so pilia and sobrang adventurous at a young age, when I had Kyle, parang the time that I had with him, every moment that I had with him, it was turning my life around. But at the same time, every time that I didn't have with him, like when I'm away with him, I made sure that it was worth it. That's why when I came back to college, no experience in running for, diba, being an officer before being a mom, no experience. I was in high school, but in college, wala. I really ran for So parang I made sure that every moment talaga, it really helped me, like even in my career, na to be sobrang laser focused into achieving and making sure that time away from Kyle is really worth it. And prayers also, be. Also, diba, young relationships, you don't know if they stay long, but all that sign and all that praying, we're going to have our 25th na this year, me and DJ.
Wow! Oh my gosh, Mother.
Oo, diba? So parang yon. So talagang you know that it's God's blessing and your work talaga behind it, and the faith, all the faith and all the faith and hope.
Exactly.
That you keep with you.
Yeah, so parang siya yung ultimate, parang motivation mo. And of course nga, with God's guidance, no? So that's really nice. And I think, for every mom naman talaga, diba? Like, when you start being a mom and then you do other things, it's always your child or eventually your children who become your ultimate inspiration and your motivation, diba? Kaya naman talagang naging very successful ka. And speaking of success, I know that you've been in the advertising or marketing industry for the longest time, right?
Yes.
How long? So, ever since that we graduated from college, you've been in that industry already?
Yeah. So in kasi, third year, diba? When I came back to school after giving birth, third year college was all about your practicum, your OJT.
Right.
So I was lucky enough to get into Macan.
Yeah.
So I really knew that because my idol then was Emily Abrera.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Emily Abrera. Oo, diba? Remember, I was like sobrang fan talaga ni Emily and Cheche Lazaro.
Yeah.
Diba? I would stalk them. So parang the conferences that they attended, and she was the head. She was the first woman chairwoman of a multinational agency. I was so inspired. So I had my OJT there, and then right after college, they had an offer. They were getting in touch with me, but because I was a mom already, I wanted the salary to be higher. But at the back of my mind, I knew that I wanted to go back to an agency. But the first experience was really with Summit. And that was my first job. It really exposed me to a lot. And it's Summit Interactive. So this was the time, 2001, which was the time when the net was really getting bigger na. So we launched femalenetwork.com, cosmo.com.ph, even FHM and all. Cool. And then, from marketing, they made me move to sales. So I was like the only sales AE of Summit Interactive during that time. So I was servicing all of the agencies.
Oh, and wow.
Then, mabigat pa yung laptop noon. So,
makakapal pa.
Oo, makakapal pa. Ini-MRT ko yan. Tapos linalakad ko yung Ayala. But I had a feeling that, it always goes back to your purpose.
True.
Even if mabigat siya, even if, diba, you'd walk and you'd wait for clients and all. I was so inspired talaga with it. And I loved my whole experience. The Summit family was, ang mabait. Ang ganda ng culture kasi doon to start work with. It's like family. Parang you read them, they're so big. Mirsa season is so big and all.
Right.
But you're beside her in the CR mirror. She's doing her makeup and she's talking to you.
Oh,
Liza is sobrang down to earth and also parang yun. But also, during the time, when I was servicing, there was an opening for the agency handling Unilever. And as, I don't know if you remember, my thesis was surf. And the opening was home care for surf.
Ay, oo, na-share mo yan sa amin. Yeah.
Oo. So parang that's why. And the opening was a senior planner position. So media and advertising. So I was so talagang, oh my gosh, this is a window talaga.
Right.
That's really parang when I woke up, it's right in front of me, diba? Wanting me to see its light. So parang I had the interview that afternoon right away. Tapos they got me. And they trusted me with the senior planner. But the thing is, with that interview, I used an Emily Abrera there. Kasi si Emily Abrera, she didn't graduate college, but she told her first agency, why don't you try me?
Right.
For, I don't know, 6 months or so. Try me for a month or so. If you don't like my work, then don't pay me. But if you like my work, accept me. So I did something like that. I know that I don't have any experience yet. I mean, formal experience. I had my practicum in Macan. I had my com arts advertising course. I have a year in Summit, but to be a senior planner, right away, you don't go through junior or the specialist stage. So trust me and see my work and see how I will perform. Diba? But that's actually I pulled, diba?
Yeah. Ang galing.
Pero when you say those words talaga, anything, any challenge, you're inspired to do it.
Of course.
You really do it. You don't just fake it till you make it. You really commit to it. So that's why from then on, I'm 2 decades na in media advertising. So now on client side, before an agency side. So really still here and happy.
Nice. Good for you. Now, I'm sure that's a very stressful job, no? Kasi I don't really have much experience with advertising or marketing, but I kind of got a glimpse of it. I think also no college, diba? Kasi we were all educated naman how, things are being done in advertising or marketing. So I know that it's very stressful. So how naman did you balance, your wellness, making sure that, you're still how would I say that, like, your mental health is okay, is in check, diba? And then especially that we have all been in this pandemic, how did you manage that?
Actually, to be honest, I didn't think of my overall wellness or my health much when I was starting, because you really were super driven eh.
Exactly.
So parang your adrenaline or what your passion, diba? You're building a craft, you're building parang a career. In your 20s, you're building a career. I was focused pa. I already had Cassie when I was 23, 24. So 5 years gap nila ni Kyle eh. So parang so the more that I was inspired, so I was at it, and in a way, your system adapts to the stress. And the brands that I were handling were actually the high competition brands, competitive brands. But you were really into it and loved your work so much that you can't really define what stress was already. It really was like, I was so lucky that we lived with my parents for 10 years. I had my parents' support and I had a very understanding husband also. So parang si DJ nun, he would wait for me when I would tell him na, okay, last hour, pag overtime, last hour, that he would be staying there sa basement, nakipag-friends na siya dun sa mga tao sa building. Ganyan. Oo, hintayin niya ako ng 1 hour and a half because and then in my 30s, that's when actually in my 30s, while I was at it and really still climbing the ladder, but really more on parang purpose driven. There were, when I get feel comfortable with one category, I would ask for a more challenging category and all. When I was in the agency, there was a time wherein I was driving home, super traffic ng BGC. And I think this was 5 years ago. And then, my chest hurt. Na parang it's like, nasa Embudo traffic ka eh. So, nasa Embudo traffic ka. So, parang, that was traumatic for me. And parang, I felt na, what's this? What's happening? Am I naatake sa puso sa gitna ng traffic? And I was supposed to fetch my daughter pa, who's a dancer kasi she's in training. So from BGC, I would have to go to Katipunan. So parang I called BJ, sabi ko, BJ, I'm in the middle of traffic. You can't get me because super traffic talaga both sides. But I think, I don't know what this is, but sobrang sikip ng dibdib ko. It was actually acid reflux kasi I was taking so much, diba? When you need your adrenaline up the whole day. So parang you drink coffee. I drank 3 cups of coffee and then parang nag-soda pa ako and all. But even before that, I knew that I had some nerve issues also eh. But that was my wake-up call na parang I needed a complete check-up. So that's when they found out that I had nerve issues. Tapos kinailangan ko siyang, kasi parang everyday driving from Cainta to BGC, plus all the computer work that you're doing. Like my neck was hurting, but it already was parang affecting my arms. So akala ko pa nga, it was not carpal yung sa sa wrist. Akala ko carpal kasi pina-CT scan ako and all. Yung pala it's nerves talaga. And pag nerves, delikado kasi connected siya eh. So that's why there's kuryente. I was feeling kuryente na rin sa arms and all. So dun nalaman. So parang so I had therapy for that, but it was also an eye-opener for me. And for a time, nagkalin ako bigla ng, oh my gosh, do I need to resign? Do I need to parang relook at my life? Kasi parang sa akin, parang ayoko yung feeling na mamamatay ka. Medyo nagka-trauma ako. So parang, when I talked to my doctor who's a neuropsych, I told her na, Doc, ba't ganun? Ba't parang nagkakaroon ako na anxiety? When in fact, sa work, maski ibala ako sa kanyon or anything, okay ako eh. My mental state is okay. Pero pagdating dito, but parang so she explained to me that it's because nga you're so driven, working for your family and all these years. You felt like you were invincible, and then suddenly you felt your humanity, that you're only human and you're not a machine. So you have to really look into checking more about your wellness and all ganyan. So parang naging okay naman ako some vacations and all, but after a few years, yun naman nagkaroon naman ng atake si BJ, had a heart attack.
Oh, okay.
So I became okay, and then BJ had a heart attack na parang was sobrang surprise din for us kasi parang pa niya umuwi ng bahay, parang hindi, sandali lang, ipapahinga ko lang to. Masakit na yung leeg niya, hindi sa heart kasi heart attack pala daw yun Parang nagre-reklamo na siya for a week that he can't burp. Yung pala, it's the from the heart na parang meron na nakabara na isang vein. So parang that happened, and then because I was scared, I prayed and I was thankful to God na during the whole heart attack while we were in the hospital and all, we were very calm. But after the heart attack na, yun yung talagang may mga nights that I couldn't sleep. I would check if he's alive, if he's not snoring. I would check if he was breathing and all. So it added up to naging okay kasi parang as the days pass, you feel more, diba, calmer because diba, he's okay. He wakes up, ganyan, it'll be okay. He has medicines and all. So everything you can explain. But still, diba, parang it's something that you would want to check on kasi magkatabi kayo palagi.
Exactly.
You worry about him. And when you're not together, you also worry about him. And then stress pa at work. I had sleeping disorder, babe.
Oh, no.
I didn't know that it was a sleeping disorder because before that, masandal tulog naman ako but na-realize ko, bigla na lang, hindi ako nakakatulog hanggang sa, I tried yung mga organic melatonin and all, it didn't work. I tried like, kung ano man medicines na parang will make you sleepy, hindi rin siya nag-work.
Wala talaga nag-work.
Wala talaga. I wouldn't look at meron na akong ano bang gusto mo? Aroma oils. Meron akong
lahat na talaga.
Spa music and all. I wouldn't look at my cell phone kasi parang it would be pressure, di ba, on my mind.
Right.
And then I would think of different things na to relax my mind, do breathing and all. And then, maiyak na lang ako umaga na. And then, umaga na, aside from umaga na, is I need to attend the meeting na. So there were days, siguro mga 2 to 3 weeks yun, there were days that I would attend meetings na I was more than 24 hours a week.
Yeah.
Ganon. Pero, thankfully, I can still, work and,
naka-function ka pa rin. Yeah.
Naka-function pa rin ako. Pero, pag tulog talaga, tulog na, pero napuputol siya. But anyway, that's when I talked to a doctor and then they told me that it's not naman super intense that you need to go to like the St. Luke's sleep department. Hindi pa doon. Let's try this medicine and then you have a sleeping disorder. And then that's why, how we were able to trace back from the time na nagka-heart attack si BJ. But it's valid. Kasi parang, when you feel those things and all, and even anxiety, diba? You have to really go to the source of why it is. And know that you're in control, learn breathing exercises. As days will pass, it will get better. Kasi you wake up realizing that your worries didn't happen, diba?
Yep.
So parang, and a lot of prayers, nagnovena ako, ganyan and all. And then also, if you remember parang 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, during your time in college when it was launched, diba, as a book. So, now they have a seminar. I was lucky to have it in Unilab because I'm with Unilab now, diba? So, it's now a workshop. And in that workshop, parang at this point in my life, 40, syempre iba na yung 7 habits goals mo before. So 7 habits mo now, diba?
Yeah.
So, parang my number 1 is really to give more to myself and to really love myself more. Kasi I realized that through the years, I was giving a lot for others, which was my purpose. But you also have to remember to give back to yourself. So, after the sleeping disorder, while I was taking the medication, that's when I enrolled with a coach, and I highly recommend Sandro Roman in IG, Coach Sandro. Because of what he did for my cousin. My cousin lost 20 pounds with him.
Wow.
But it's an overall overall wellness thing because nutritionist din siya eh. So I would work out, I would jump rope, and I would even with that, I had sleeping disorder. But this kasi is holistic. You have your diet also. You check your diet. You check, you have discipline yourself. And iba everyday. Yun yung purpose ng coach eh. Na parang everyday, parang may kausap ka na. Fitness
check on you.
Oo, to guide you. So I lost 12 pounds with him. And then
Pero ang payat mo na, mother eh. So, diba?
Hindi ako mukhang payat. Hindi, mukha lang akong payat siguro. Dahil medyo matangkad ako. Pero, as in 145 yung, ko eh. Yung pinaka ngayon, 20 pounds. So, not 20 pounds in the program, but 145 was my pinaka mabigat. Jump rope and all, siguro, I lost 8 pounds. Also with diet. With the sleeping disorder. But I lost most of the pounds from him. Oo, talaga. So parang, and then from then on, I'm better. I feel good about myself and feel good that, I paid a coach for myself. It was an investment for myself. Diba? So parang, that's priceless to me na parang being able to do that and all. So yun. So parang, I'm happy to do it in my 40s also, diba, babe? Parang,
exactly.
Sige, laban mo na yan. Oo, kasi, kailangan, parang, yun nga, I think the whole message that I'm saying is that your body and yourself will talk, kumbaga, manifest when it needs help.
Right.
And you should listen. You should listen to yourself and your body.
Exactly.
And yun nga, na parang, I know that a lot of us are inspired by the people that we love, and we will continue to be inspired by the people that we love.
Yes.
But fully function more and longer as we age, talagang give back to yourself. That's parang me, self-love talaga slapping me and telling me that who introducing the concept to me. So yun, but I'm happy nga, yun nga. So ngayon parang excited ako kasi sa 25th mukhang yung dream gown ko masusuot ko, babe.
Yay! Pero ang galing at least that that you found that coach, right? Naka-help din with your sleeping disorder. So, and like you said, diba, parang wake up call. It's good also that you listened to your body. Kasi diba yung iba, like, deadmahin lang yan eh. Kahit na hindi sila nakakatulog and all, wala. Parang deadma lang to others. At least you paid attention to it.
Oo. And then also ask for help. So
exactly.
There's nothing wrong with asking for help. And there's a whole stigma on mental health and all, diba?
Right.
Even if you see that people are more woke now, there is still that stigma. But the truth is, parang it's a natural thing that happens with the whole world evolving around us. Social media is so different, diba, for generation. They say that it's relative to the kind of people that we are. And it's true, the whole concept of evolution is relative to, diba, the experiences of the previous decades. But still, it's a harder world.
Exactly.
Diba, life wouldn't be always easy talaga. It's not far from easy. So, asking for help would also help you navigate through all this hurdles that we experience. So parang yun lang. I think what also helps is being optimistic. Keeping an optimistic attitude na kasi syempre when you're in your 40s, as my daughter is 19, my son is 24, iba na yung mga issues eh. Syempre,
exactly.
Diba, nung nagdadalaga si Cassie tsaka nagbibinata si Kat, iba yung mga issues. I'm lucky that I got to be close to them also. But really a lot of optimism and prayers talaga to go with it. So that they find their own, diba, their own, they find their own selves. So
exactly.
So parang yun, so parang nagkakasabay-sabay lang. Yes, you are juggling a lot of things, but you are also human and everything has an effect on you and it can build up. So when it builds up, don't be scared to ask for help. Yun.
Right. I like that, kasi like what you said, there's a lot of people that even though we're all talking about mental health and all that, parang medyo takot pa rin pag-usapan talaga kung ikaw na yun eh. Diba? Like, some people na sige, nga, mental health, ganyan, you take care of yourself, blah, blah, blah. But when it's you, sometimes the mother like, ay, wait, I don't want to tell people that, I'm experiencing this. Baka pagtawaran ako or something. So, I like what you said, that don't be afraid also to ask for help and take care of yourself. Especially like in our age, na medyo yun nga, ilang years na tayo of service to others, right? Working and then being a mom and all that. It's time also to take care of yourself. So I like that. Now, speaking of that, taking care of yourself, I think also, making sure that we let our dreams come into fruition, diba? Like we also take care of handling our dreams. So you naman, you have this, was it really a dream ba? But you have this kasi shoe business na, diba? So how did that start naman?
So when I was a kid, I really loved looking at magazines, no? So parang, I think 17 magazine, parang talagang winner sa atin yun, diba? During our time. Even before Summit and 17 came in the country, we already were buying 17 from national. Or my relatives from the States would send mga secondhand magazines to us. And even my mom, we used to go to, because she was an interior decorator, we would go to Clark, and then she would buy mga secondhand US magazines, and I would look for the fashion magazines and all. I was just super fascinated with fashion. And then I wanted to have like parang either design my own clothes. Parang at a certain point when you watch all of the movies also that are related to fashion and ganyan, parang you would want to be a designer. Parang, let me classic girl dream na ganon. But I always parked it. So, but because of the pandemic was a lesson to the whole world, diba? Everyone would have a take on it. But my take is talagang how God has taught us to go back to our roots, our families, with our business lives. Parang He throws the world into go back to your families and have time, take care of yourselves, diba? Remember to pray. Parang yun yung take out ko sa kanya. We lost some relatives and parang, diba, people you know or you probably from this pandemic, but it also made us stronger. So parang for me, this when I realized na parang yung sabik mo ulit magdamit and all. Kasi when nagkaroon ako sa parang stage na all, na lang slacks or pants or pants and long sleeves, parang going to work and all. But I used to, when I worked in Summit and my first decade in advertising, I really used to, rampa. Or, diba,
talagang fashion.
Fashion. Ngayon nga, nung nag-pandemic, kasi nakakulong sa bahay, naguhugas ako ng pinggan, naka-heels. Yung mga tipo naglilip.
Talaga ba?
Nag-alahas ako sa bahay, nagde-dress ako and all. Talagang, as in talagang, oh my gosh, where will you use your clothes? Diba? So parang, now, it's all on the realization that life is short and that we should really maximize the life that's given to us. Because every day now that you're alive is a blessing. Diba? So parang make the most out of it. And I was hit by Omicron. Parang when I was working out and all, I didn't get sick at all. As in, I was, my vitamins, Immune Pro, di ba may promotions?
Oo nga.
Pero, ayun, ang nangyari is, hindi ako nagkasakit for more than a year, pero boom, bigla ako nagka-Omicron. Pero parang, majority yata sa atin nagkaroon nung start of this year, di ba? And then when I was down with Omicron, my cousins, actually mag-fiancé na sila. Ganun, tinitake ko kasi sabi ko, ninang na nila ako. So, parang ganyan, diba? Claim ko na. Parang may shoe business kasi. Tapos parang, there was an opportunity na parang, what if I build my brand? And then, I partner with them. So, parang I bought into the business. And I said, why not? I have a bit of savings that's there, diba? And I want to experience it. My daughter is 19. She can help me also. So, I named the brand, GennyandCoco.
From your dog, right?
Yeah, Coco was my dog who passed away last October. Na sobra. Kaya talaga, alam mo, passion project talaga to. Kasi pati yung name, Jenny and Coco. So, sabi nga ni Cassie, ba't hindi Jenny and Cassie? Sabi ko kasi magsiselo si Jenny and Kyle, yung kuya mo, diba? Pangalawa.
Tama nga naman.
Ayun, diba? But hindi rin Jenny and BJ. So, parang, so sabi ko, Jenny and Coco na lang para si Coco love natin lahat. But anyway, another thing about it is that I learned that the Marikina shoe industry is shrinking talaga.
Oo nga.
And it's because of all the imports. I mean, I said it in my post na parang, my post in FB na, I'm all for free trade, but also, parang, let's look into the local industries also. Let's try to help for it to be sustainable. Kasi, yun nga, the influx of the import, plus the big malls also canceled orders for import.
Right.
So, Marikina shoes, as we know, from bata pa tayo, mga Cardams and all, yung mga sa shoe expo, ano pinagpuntahan natin, talagang world-class quality.
Exactly.
Correct. So parang in a way, it inspired me also na it's a dream come true, yes, but also it's an advocacy, diba, to help the Marikina shoe business na parang kung ngayon kasi 5 na lang yung shoemakers, before mga 20 sila pre-pandemic, diba? If you try to help the business, and ang maganda pa is that e-commerce is there already. People are buying.
Yeah.
So I thought na even if I had a day job, this can be my passion project, and I would put a system to it. I'm still putting a system to it now kasi kaka-launch. So yon. So now I'm happy and I'm overwhelmed actually, Bae. Super happy. Also you.
Oo, sobrang sold out yan. Di ako maka-order eh.
Diba? Kasi parang, and talagang I'm happy with the support, and I'm happy that I'm in the whole support local thing. I'm part of it now. Parang, I do support local before, pero when you're here pala, it's more inspirational. And you know what? Last night nga, I got messages from 2 people. One is, parang, talagang nagsa-search daw siya ng Marikina shoes. Bumibili sa imported shoes.
Yeah.
Yung quality ng Marikina shoes. And then she messaged me na, I found your IG just from looking at Marikina shoes.
Nice.
And sobra talagang, di ba nakaka-inspire? Parang sabi ko, you know what? At this stage na I'm learning a lot pa lang and challenging pa siya, getting a message from you is actually a blessing. And it's like God talking to me, diba?
You're doing the right thing, yeah.
Yeah. Sobrang talaga kayo ninigilabutan ako. Naiiyak ako sa messages na, Bae.
Oo, kaya.
Diba? Tapos parang another naman is talagang, alam mo yun, yung mga size 8, diba sabi ko sa'yo, Bae, maghanap ka ng mga size 8 kasi nasa-sold out na talaga lahat ng mga size 8. I have this client na super size 8, umorder siya, tapos may chip ng konti sa likod. As in, super konti lang sa likod. She ordered this last week, size 8. So, I'm happy, diba, size 8. Kasi, nasan yung mga babaeng size 8.
Yeah.
May chip ng konti yung isang in-order niya. Tapos sabi ko sa kanya, ma'am, I'm really sorry with the quality control, but, we'll do better next time. I'll have the product picked up and then papalitan ko. Alam mo, sobrang bait na sabi niya na, I'll just put glue so that we spare the hassle. Tapos sabi ko, ma'am, I'll give you na lang po a 100 peso voucher for a discount on your order. So parang I was hoping na talagang, sana hindi siya na-turn off. Alam mo, tinawagan niya ako ulit. Hindi naman tinawagan. Nag-order siya ulit ng 2 pang size 8 ulit. Tapos talagang, so alam mo yung mga, yun a lot of time in my life at 43, I have witnessed how God talaga reach out to me through other people.
Yeah, that's nice.
Na talagang makes me believe that He's there and makes me have strengthens my faith. And these are 2 stories of a lot of stories na minsan yung talagang may kailangan ako na damit, tapos may dadating bigla, eksaktong damit na gano'n.
Exactly.
And na-experience ko sa mga lola ko My lola lived by faith, she was a story. Talagang wala na silang makain, may magdo-doorbell para, nena, nagluto ako ng extra, pakainin mo. Parang, talaga, kakaiba talaga. So parang, I think that's one thing that also is a hack for life, but is a real treasure for life. Na to listen not just to your body, but to the whole universe.
Right.
And how it's reaching out to you. Diba? Yep. May pagka-alchemist, diba? Parang the universe will conspire to make your dreams come true. But it is really true.
Yes.
Na parang look at the signals so that you connect each dot and you strengthen your purpose more.
Yep.
Because at the end, everything talaga is connected. Diba? If you find the connection, or you find the real meaning with each connection or each deed.
Yeah.
So parang in a way, you would naturally want to give back because of all the people that helped you.
Yeah.
And because of all the people who inspired you, you naturally want to give back. So parang, I think that's the whole parang purpose of humanity and my faith in humanity. So yun.
Ang galing. Yeah, it's very inspiring talaga. And I have to agree, with what you said na, sometimes, God sends us people na at that moment, sometimes we don't really think about it. Like, kunyari, your example na, let's say, kunyari, yung wala nang food. Because I had similar situations where, na you're struggling and all, either financially or in other aspects. And you just parang sometimes lift it up to the Lord and then you forget about it when it happens na parang, hindi mo naisip kagad na si Lord yun. But after a while, parang, wait. Diba, I prayed for this and then like God sent me someone pala. So that was God, diba? Or that, like for others, but that's the universe, giving us signs and all that. So that's so true. And that's very inspiring, the stories that you've shared. I like that. Those two customers of yours who reached out. Nakaka-inspire talaga for you to push through your business, right?
Yes, I'm really happy that I have this, and I'm really praying also that I am able to sustain it and parang have a bigger help to the industry. Right now, it's still a drop in the bucket because I know that it's a lot of jobs that were lost.
Right.
But I really hope that it becomes bigger and find a way to make it talaga, use it as my way to give back.
Yeah, I love that. And sana, Mother, magka-size 9 ka na ng mga katulad no, I forgot what it's called, but I like that yung parang loafers. Yung sabi mong wala ka na talaga. Gusto ko yung ganon. So kung meron ka ulit other designs or something na size 9, I would definitely buy. Inaabangan ko talaga. I checked your page again yesterday. Baka may announcement si Mother.
Thank you, babe. Thank you. Bless you talaga and bless the people who support local businesses.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a story behind each local business. So just like each of us has a story, diba? Pero
exactly.
If you any form of support, I'm sure is helpful.
Yep. And like you said, you're supporting pa the Marikina shoe industry, so that's really nice.
Yes, thank you, babe. And thank you for inviting me to share my story.
Yes, and it was such, like I said earlier, I was very excited for this conversation. Talagang sobrang, I learned a lot from you. It's very inspiring. I'm sure our listeners and those who will watch this on YouTube will be very inspired as well. So Mother, maybe, will leave a message for others. Like, what's your advice for someone who I guess, lost hope during this pandemic, and or probably like a young mom as well, who's probably, thinking like, tama ba tong path na kung nasaan ako ngayon, yung ganyan. So what's your advice for them?
My advice would be to believe in the power of prayer. So believe in the power of prayer. That's one, because faith is linked to your will, right?
Yes.
So if you have a faith, parang your will naturally is enriched, or faith fortifies your will to do things, diba?
Right.
Faith is also not just about God. Of course, that's topmost, but faith is also believing that good things will happen and
exactly.
that the days will become better and that problems will pass, diba?
Yeah.
This too shall pass. Talagang favorite ko rin yan, diba?
Yes.
This too shall pass. Another is this is a postcard that was placed. My mom used, when we were kids, my mom used to have, parang pag jumejebs gabi, nasa harap mo, maraming postcards na nakadikit.
Yeah.
Totoo, diba? Pero ang creative ka, friend. You would think you do that, diba? So I memorized one. One is that, count your blessings day by day and all your cares will fly away. Which is,
that's nice.
Which is, yeah. Diba memorize ko, friend?
Oo nga.
Kasi talaga, growing up, every time banyo time, makikita mo sa book. What it's saying is that, look at all that you have. You have family, you have friends, you may have a job, you may have like someone, a special someone, or you may be looking forward into having your dream job, or diba, parang look at also that you're young and all the years that you would still live, diba? And all the stories that would unveil and what you can become.
Yep.
But when you're older, look at all the things naman that when you were younger, you only dreamed of, you already have now. So that's counting your blessings, diba?
Exactly.
So parang what it says is to widen your perspective. still helps me a lot now because, I'm still at a stressful juggle and I play a lot of roles.
Yeah.
But when I breathe in and I breathe out, breathing exercises, that's what I look into. Try to look into snippets of my life. O then, arts tayo. Sana
Yes.
gumagawa ka ganyan, no? Diba? That's the vignette in my mind of what life is and how generally it is a blessing, again, to be alive. So parang use that as your tool or as your parang inspiration that there are things to look forward to and that things will evolve, and with you and asking help from family and friends, that eventually, diba, you would reach that dream, or at the very least, you would be better, or that a day will pass and your worries did not happen, diba? So from the pinaka, or that you would have a kid and that kid would eventually can diba, even if you're unsure, wala kaming work, wala kang career and all, but that kid was given to you, is part of you, is from you, diba? So parang you have this you are an instrument to parang influence another human being into being part of the world. So parang yun, in everything lang. So that's one, pray, and then second is look around you and look above you and look at the things that widen your perspective. So there, babe.
Nice.
Two things ko. Na
I love it.
think are treasures for life.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love it, Mother. Well, thank you so much, Mother. I'm sure, like what I said earlier, everyone who's just listening to this conversation would really get inspired, because I really got inspired with our conversation. Imagine, kahit na, nakilala kita matagal na, we're not close, we're not like someone who really hangs out and all that, but I really learned a lot from you. So thank you, Mother. But before we go, invite naman them to check out your business, your Instagram and Facebook pages.
Thank you, Bea. You are also inspirational to me kasi consistently through college, you've been one of the leaders also, and also through the years, I see you. That's what's good about social media, diba?
Yes.
Even if we're not, kind of know what's happening diba? We're updated. Kaya nga ngayon yung conversations pag nagkita, talagang parang you can start from your, from yesterday. Kasi nakita ko yung post mo, friend. Even ka-batchmate ko, ganyan, diba? So parang you through the years. And this, you doing a podcast, talaga, is another level for you. Kasi, diba, so ka, nag-host ka, kaya nga ikaw yung go-to ko dun sa wedding ni Honey and all. Tapos now having a podcast, you continue to inspire other people. So, really also, may you maintain to be a blessing to many.
Thank you.
And thank you for inviting me, and happy to share stories with you. Baka better that we keep in touch once in a while, diba?
Of course.
Para makapagtanong tayo, So, nila Joy yan. Pag umuwi si Joy, pwede siguro nyo ako isama sa reunion nyo, diba?
Naman, sige.
But yes, inviting everyone to please follow my newly launched fashion project, GennyandCoco. My Jenny is with a G, GNNY, and spelled out AND. Coco, Coco, my dog. My first love dog. Parang ganun, first dog love again. So, GennyandCoco, it's in Facebook and it's in Instagram. Would appreciate your support. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, yun. Well, to everyone who's listening, please do check it out because they really have nice designs. Plus yun nga, they also support the Marikina shoe industry. Ako, I really want to buy pero wala pa ako size. So, next time, support natin yan.
Sabi ako sa kaagad.
Abangan ko yan, Mother,
thank you so much. I had fun talking to you.
I did too. Well, thank you, Mother, and God bless and you stay safe.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
There you have it. I hope you got inspired with that conversation. I told you earlier in my intro that, she had gone through a lot. So now that you've heard her talk about it, Let me know what you think about that conversation. Did you get inspired by it? Because I truly did. So I hope you guys did too. Let me know on our social media pages. Go check us out on Facebook and Instagram, A Shot of Baileys. And folks, like what I always say, life is short, so go ahead and get drunk on life and take a shot of Baileys.